So now that we understand the difference between the total personal worth of a basket of goods and the total price of that basket of goods, we can talk about the concept of consumer surplus. So what consumer surplus is it's the difference between the total personal worth and the total market value, or in other words, the total price paid for all the units that we purchased. So for example, if the price of milk were 80 cents per quart, then this person that we discussed earlier would purchase 3 quarts of milk. But those quarts were worth $1 for the first one, 90 cents for the second one, and 80 cents for the third. That gives us a grand total of $2.70 of personal worth to this consumer. However, at a price of 80 cents per quart, this person would only pay $2.40. This means that this person is getting $2.70 worth of personal worth, and they're only paying $2.40 for it, which means that they have a grand total of, in this case, 30 cents worth of consumer surplus. Now, if we were to go through that big table, what we would find is that at lower and lower prices, the amount of consumer surplus that this person receives would be increasing. Let's use a graph to show us what we're talking about. Okay, so here we've got a graph that has our demand schedule on it, the price 80 cents, and the total amount that we purchase equal to 3. This rectangle down here represents the total price paid by, in this case, the consumer. Right? So that would be, since the height of it is 80 cents and the width of it is 3, that would be equal to $2.40. Up here, we have the consumer surplus. So for the first unit, this person is willing to pay up to $1, but they only have to pay 80 cents. And for the second unit, they're willing to pay 90 cents, but they only have to pay 80. And for the third unit, they're willing to pay 80, and they do pay 80. So here, in this part here, we have 20 cents of consumer surplus, and right here we would have 10 cents of consumer surplus. And if we added that together, we would get our 30 cents of consumer surplus. So the easy way to tell where the consumer surplus is on any graph is that it's the area above the price that is paid and below the demand curve. If we were able to perfectly fill in this and by infinitesimally small fractions of a, in this case, quart of milk, then what we would see is this entire triangle up here would all be consumer surplus.